SCART is the pluggiest plug that you can plug. There really isn't anything else that plugs quite like it. It is so much plug. And it really feels like you're doing something important. You know? Whenever I plug two SCART cables together, like a SCART and a SCART extender, I think of that scene in Back to the Future when Emmett is plugging the two power cables together. And I feel powerful. Welcome to being off work with your tiny floating hand. Legend, you were supposed to do parentheses, not me. Parentheses answer, not me. Not me specifically. But what if they did? All right, we're day 3 of being a week into the future. So let's keep that in mind.
This is just like what I did that one time.
It is exactly like that. It's exactly like that. Acus, thank you for 78 months. Did you appreciate me defending your honor the other day? Get that auto phase going. That was an unpleasant release. Also true. Chloe, thank you for 72 months. Pocket Agus. Maybe you didn't catch it. There was a whole thing in the pregame where I educated Good on how to say your name.
Carrier.
Thank you for propping up my team. Oh. We built another beautiful set of bows. Man, that would have been a good bow name. Pocket Agus. I'm sad I didn't think of that. What the hell did I call it? It was something awful. It was something I think Cone said. Oh, right. The Enigma of Pig Nipples. Yes, but then I also made another one called The Enigma of Big Nipples. Oh, man. Oh, okay. We're back in the weird and wild world of Carrier on the Dreamy Cast. I did read what you said, Pandora, before you asked. I mean, it points to what I have been suspecting, but I don't understand how it's like what the problem is. But there is something different about the PC setup. Unless I'm crazy. Shit. I'm probably crazy. Oh no. Look, I do things with the cables, and then I forget what I've done. Because I definitely split the audio off because I want to hear it laglessly. I think I'm only doing that for the PC. I don't think I'm doing that for retro. Yeah, and I can prove that too because I'd be hearing it from the mixer. But if I disable my capture, oh shit! No, I am splitting it off. Fuck! It doesn't answer anything then. Wait, why am I hearing it? Where's the audio coming in? Oh my god, I'm so confused right now. Why am I hearing the audio? You guys are getting nothing right now, right? Okay. Seriously, I am reverse engineering how I have set my shit up. That's how bad it is. The thing is, man, when you have like the kind of like fucked up network of bullshit that I have, you set it up. There's no way you're keeping it in your head after, maybe within the first couple of weeks, I would be able to say, oh yeah, it's set up like XYZ, blah, blah, blah. But it's been months or years, and I just don't remember what I did anymore, man. I don't remember. Well, what I was going to say is if I was only splitting off the PC, that would explain a bit as like that would be a likely culprit, right? Because to split audio off of HDMI, you have to have a device that can take in the HDMI, preferably not fuck with it and pass it through clean. But I've had problems with that because with the PC specifically, I want the high refresh rate, right? And what's fucking irritating about the whole HDMI everything is that every device in the chain has to support that shit. I don't know why that offends me so much because I guess it makes sense. But like even this stupid audio device, like if you just want to break the audio out from the HDMI, that device that just does audio breakout has to support a high refresh rate. It's not even doing video. You see how like that's kind of annoying? See how irritating that is? But I must have it later in the chain. If I'm able to hear the retro audio without the capture. I thought I was listening to the capture, but clearly I'm not. So I have it later in the chain. So it's not that. Maybe. Like hypothetically, what's happening here is I have my PC going to the HDMI switch, and I have the modern consoles going to the HDMI switch, and I have the retro consoles going to the HDMI switch. Then the HDMI switch is going out to an audio breakout. It's also splitting the output because I send it directly to my monitor and I send it to you guys. So there's two devices. I actually don't remember if there's two devices or if there's one device that is both breaking out the audio and splitting the HDMI. That might be. Also, I had a strange moment just then. I feel fine, but I'm going to describe it as I had a burp that had an unexpected lid. Well, no, that's the thing though. The desync never happens for me. So the desync is happening after the split, and that's it. I guess. Which is why you guys are the only ones experiencing it. So it's something about the signal by the time it gets to the capture card, but only the high refresh rate signal. You see how specific it is? It's probably that. I mean, for all we fucking know, it doesn't really tell us anything, right? It could just be telling us that I have a shitty capture card that says it can handle what I'm sending it, but can't. That could be the reason as much as anything else. But everything is going through that same pipe. So the fact that the retro stuff doesn't suffer from it, it seemed like it was helpful if the setup was the way I originally thought it was, but it is not. Let me glance under there real quick and just refresh my memory as to like what is happening after it leaves the switch. Coming out there. Oh! Okay, well, I'm silly. I think I'm silly. Wait, what's happened? Oh! Okay. God, I'm dumb. I am so stupid. I'm just a dumb idiot. I may have just accidentally shut down my main PC, but that's okay. I'm not using it. One second. Okay. I think I figured it out. Yeah. Oh, okay, I figured it out. It's different than everything I said before. And this is a symptom of the fact that I've gone through various setups. Here's what it is. So everything does go to the HDMI switch. That part's correct. The HDMI switch, and I'm remembering now, this is why I got it. The HDMI switch has optical out. That's how I'm getting audio for everything. That's my audio breakout. So optical out, going to the mixer. So I have lagless listening. Then everything goes to the capture card directly from the HDMI switch. So one line. It's an 8K line. By the way, all of the lines in the whole system are 8K lines. Oh, is Dave here? Hey, Dave. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Um, everyone is on probation, and you will suffer instant death if you violate probation. And violating probation means telling Dave to dig his own grave and drink poison and walk into traffic. So don't do that. I permit you. I permit you, Dave. This is technically for links, but I'm giving you a different permit. It's a permit to, I don't know, cause instant death to any probation violators. Anywho, everything goes to the capture card. And then I use the capture card pass-through to go to my monitor. So that's the setup. So I would say that makes it even less clear as to why only the PC desyncs. Let me check something real quick. No. So I thought maybe it would change the audio handling on the HDMI switch, but it stayed the same when I switched between 1 and 3. 1 is my PC, 3 is retro. They're both set to 2-channel. So that could have been an answer. That would have been the easiest answer. That would have been great. Don't worry, that's just the Dreamcast screensaver. My controller turned off. It was sometimes happening with Rebirth as well. Yeah, so... that's the problem. Yeah. I don't know, best guess is that it's high refresh rate. Yeah, the optical to the mixer is just for my own audio. One of the things I did intentionally was to try to keep the video and audio mix via HDMI together the whole way as much as possible in the hope that it would not desync, right? Because it's just the same signal end to end. That was intentional on my part, and yet I still failed somehow. And the capture card is also problematic for me because the pass-through is it maxes out at 120, so I can't even use the full refresh rate of my monitor, which is irritating. Okay, so what were we doing? We have this access key. Key necessary to operate the security system. What security system? Yeah, who knows? That could be, Chloe. Did we ever go to deck 5? This one's full of blood. Yeah, 120 has actually been pretty acceptable for me. Ooh. Fancy new music and water floor. Oh my god, it looks like blood on the scanner. Wait, danger? It's danger water? Or there's something dangerous in the water? I think there's something dangerous in the water. Yo, this is a bop. Gotcha. Whatever you are. I think it's those things from before, maybe? Or they're fish. Oh, no. Actually, it might be those little wigglers that we've run into before. They don't seem very effective. Like, it's not even making its way to me. This is locked as well? I feel so stupid. I feel so dumb right now. There's something I'm forgetting here. Something I missed. Okay. So there's an upstairs here. Wait, what's around this corner? Is there a door here? It's locked from the other damn side. God damn it. There's an upstairs here that I simply can't get to. Unless we go through the one thing. And then the map shows a door over here. Oh, it's up on the landing as well. I didn't try bombing this here. So maybe that's the answer. Who knows? It's worth a shot. Turn around and run it. Okay, well that sent the camera through, which is cool, but it did not blow open this wall. A bomb was my only idea. I'm out of ideas now. I do have the bigger bomb, and I have not used the bigger bomb yet, but there hasn't been anything that said that that's definitely the thing I need to be doing, so... So this is where the doctor is, and I thought we were supposed to be going to meet the doctor, but his door is locked. You know? We're not allowed to use that because it's not an emergency. And then it is locked. Drop those balls. Pardon me. Zugi, thank you for 75 months. And that's that for this hallway. There is nothing else to do. I've definitely missed something somewhere here. And then where did all the shit go down? I guess deck 4? Or deck 3? We're on deck 4. Is the security key... When did I get the security key? Was it after the mess hall? I guess I could just pop in the mess hall and see if it works there. It's the only other thing I can think of. Wait. There's a door down there? Down here?
Who are
Oh!
you? Spark Team. We're here to evacuate survivors and search the ship. We're sending all survivors to the flight deck.
How did I
Get
miss
up
this
there.
guy?
The flight deck? But no one can leave if you don't deactivate the intercept system.
We'll handle it. Head to the flight deck.
Okay, here, take this. It's the map data for this area.
Isn't that Alan? Dude, don't tell me he's been here the whole fucking time. And I just never turned right? He was standing like 1 inch from me every time I passed by this door next to this cactus. No, I know it's not. It's technically it's not Alan, but it is certainly Alan's. Oh my god! Holy shit! I missed all this. What is wrong with me? How did I not ever go down this hallway? I think there's something wrong with my brain. Well, at least we have something to do now. Oh, you. Oh, you. Okay, well, at least this one can't get me. I got him. Elf is alright. They love to put these weird little dead ends on their hallways. Like, you don't come in at the end of a hallway. Now, what is this? Oh, right. These are barracks, I guess, right? His brother was moved to one of these rooms, but I don't remember which one. Oh, shit. Oh, he's one of those. They both are. No, wait. Only the naked one. Only the shirtless one. Hello? Oh, it's just a bomb. Great. Everything seems normal. God, why didn't they do any, like, flavor text at all in this? Absolutely none at all. I guess this character just doesn't have anything interesting about him at all. Doesn't have any interesting opinions. Doesn't have any thoughts about anything. The door is damaged. It doesn't look like it will open. Oh, okay. I appreciate that. I like the big giant X. I was wondering what it would do. The door is damaged. Okay. Okay. The door is welded shut. Wait, can I unweld it? Interesting. It didn't mark this one off as impossible to get into. Maybe I can blow it open? Let me see. Oh, worth a shot, right? I was not able to blow it open. The door is damaged. It doesn't look like it will open. The door is welded shut. Okay, again, like, it's kind of implying that I should still be able to get in there. I simply do not know. Good night, Fox. I lose that battle all the time. Can I open it? Did I not try? Maybe I didn't try. It's still welded shut. One thing I keep thinking about as I play this is, for me, I know Jalico as the developer behind Bases Loaded. So, baseball games. So for me, this is just so weird. This feels like an extremely weird game for them to have developed, you know? I know that any video game developer can make, you know, whatever, but nevertheless. Hello? Wait, what? Oh, that didn't work here? Huh. Okay, I guess that's not always destructible then, right? I mean, I've done that before. Oh fuck, I don't have a gun up. Uh-oh. Room 306. This is suspicious. Mm-hmm. Everything seems normal. There is nothing useful here. I don't know if this is the room of video games. There's so many others that I think would more fully fill those shoes. I could be wrong. Okay. Okay. It's locked. The door is damaged. Unlocked with key for room 301. Key is no longer necessary. Key discarded. Eat the gun up.
Drop it. I'm Sergeant Ingalls, Spark Team.
Spark team? Great.
Yeah, you should go to the flight deck.
Okay.
Hey, do you know a pilot named Bob Ingalls?
Yeah, I know him. His room's next to mine. You looking for him?
Uh-huh, he's my brother.
Bob's brother? He went to help his friends and didn't come back. I think he's still alive, but I don't know. I hope that he's okay.
Thanks. Hurry to the flight deck.
Okay, I'm out of here. By the way, there should be a battery for the transmitter somewhere nearby. I took it out when I was working on the transmitter. I already repaired it, so all you have to do is put in the battery. You should take it with you. Here, take this too. You can never have too many.
That's true. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Great. Thank you. Thank you for the battery. Wow. He didn't tell me he had a stash of 3 more. What a game this is. Huh? I'm glad we did this. What a weird game.
Yes, this is Jack.
I'm betraying you now.
External door on deck 4.
Great, I'll head for deck 4. The colonel ordered me to go to deck 4 as soon as the door was open.
Wait a minute. I'm now on deck 4, but the internal door doesn't open, and I'm stuck. Until the lock is deactivated, there's no use in you coming. I've reported the same to the colonel. The doors on this deck are controlled in the security room on deck 3. Jack, see if you can't find the control panel for the lock.
Roger that.
I'm counting on you. In the meantime, I'll take a look around here.
Jesus. You can hardly hear anybody that's talking on the radio. There seems to be some danger approaching us. Don't worry, I'm gonna get him with my little light gun. Okay. So Jack really wants to go in this room, but he simply can't. It's just not possible. He needs a key. I'm really annoyed about these other rooms. I'm annoyed that I couldn't clear the one, and then the other two with the welded shut. I want them to be marked off. I want the completeness of them being marked off. We are on deck 3 already, so I think basically all that radio discussion was about was like, everything that you need to do is still on deck 3, so just stay there. Definitely don't leave and dick around for a while trying to figure out what the heck you're supposed to be doing. Oh, you did that already? I also really like this track. I love... It's weird. It's subtle. But I have to say, they did not do a terrible job with the soundtrack to this. This is like just sort of like ambient garbage, kind of, but I love how it does this rising... What do they call that? It's like a... Is it called the shepherd's noise? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, rising shepherd tone. It's not quite that. Here, right here, listen. It's not really a shepherd tone, I guess, because it's not, it doesn't have that sense of being like infinite. I guess it's more like the THX sound. But anyway, it's cool ambience for this place. Okay, now what? Am I allowed to blow this one up to get to this door, or what? What's your deal, game? Seth, thank you for that very apropos alert. I guess I'm stupid. Is it the big bombs? Do I need to use the big... I really don't know. Big bomb scares me. But I don't know what else to do. Ooh, it's green. It's green and also doesn't work. Folks, I'm stumped. I don't know what they want from me here. This is clearly obstructing the door. But my bombs don't work. Main character guy doesn't have shit to say about it. I don't know what else to do here other than leave, I guess. I don't really want to. There's clearly a room right there. Well, which room had the intercom? I think it was the shop, right? But where the hell is that? I do not remember even a little bit. Oh, I'm so stupid. Again, I'm really dumb. It's this room. There we go. Ship store. I think the ship store has a functioning intercom that needed a battery. It's either that or the arcade, which is here. That's a million miles away. It's as far away from us as it could possibly be. Imagine if it takes two. I mean, maybe it does. I'd say if it does, that's on them. I mean, do you guys know the answer, do you think? Well, I'm not asking for the answer, but I guess I'm asking, am I dumb? I feel dumb. Oh! Oh my god! Well, we got the answer to our question. I should really use the pistol for these guys, because these guys are more... They're more stronger, and they hit harder. Hard's harder. Alright, well now... They have hurt me. Wow, I'm all out of little energy drinks as well. It's terrible. Excuse me. I keep getting stuck on cactuses. Well, I wanted to get in there, and now we are in there. Nope, that's not right. That's not right. Oh my god, this will have to do. What's that sound? Oh, I guess the other one was like melting. I wanted the 19 o'clock. What happened there? What was the... I guess they, like... They wanted to use Glock, but they couldn't use a trademark name, and then they went with what rhymes with Glock? And they chose 19 o'clock? I guess? Wait. I already been in this damn room. Jesus Christ, I thought that was in the goddamn game. I thought that was in the goddamn game. Said thank you for the biddies. Yeah. It's not 19 o'clock. It's 19 o'clock. Look. It's just really, really, really strange. Okay, so they opened up those two rooms. Wait a minute, I'm really confused. This was a welded shut room. Oh. These are... Oh my god. I went... There was the room where there were the two guys I killed. So when I came in here, I thought this was the room I had been in. It's not. The body is covered with wounds. Okay, so they're not important, is what you're telling me? They don't have, like, a key? Ah, they have the level 1 energy drink. Thank you, dead body. Anything else? No. 7 p.m., time to die. Oh, right. The dead end. Okay, let's head to the ship store.
Sergeant Ingalls, can you hear me?
Holy
This is
fuck.
Lieutenant Manning.
Lieutenant Manning.
It's Jessica.
You okay?
Yeah, I just came to.
But more importantly, here, he saved me.
Lieutenant, what happened? I can hardly hear you.
The fuck?
Panic, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? You're alive.
Who? Did what? Lieutenant!
Alright. Okay. Jessifer's alive. We're basically on a countdown now until they inevitably switch us over to playing as her. Now, which way should I go? I guess I'll zigzag on over. They better not have spawned a bunch of...
Colonel, I received a transmission from Lieutenant Manning.
What? Where is the lieutenant now?
There was a lot of static and the transmission was cut before I could find out.
But it is good to know that she's okay. I also tried to get a hold of the lieutenant, but had no success. If you hear from her again, have her join us.
Yes, sir.
Lang reported that you were on your way to the security room. What's the situation?
I'm heading there now. It should be on this level, but I haven't found it yet.
With the cactuses all over the place, maybe the door is covered up by the cactuses.
Shut the fuck
Keep
up.
your eyes peeled and continue the investigation.
Yes, sir.
Holy God. If it turns out that I just wasn't allowed to do them because Adam didn't let me, I will fucking shit. Wait, why am I getting like spooky music when I scan him and he's safe? Why is it getting spookier? Why is it getting spookier and spookier? Okay, I'm leaving. What the fuck just happened, dude? Also, I didn't quite hear what he said needed to happen because I was fucking yakking over it. Sith, thank you for the biddies. Ah, yes. We are in the hallway that screams. Who is it? Oh. Oh, that's good. I want to create a zombie centipede. Is this the shop? Yep. That's just coincidence, actually. They just twitch. Bodies twitch when they're on the ground. Had nothing to do with me stepping on them. Ship intercom. It seems to be broken. I'm a fucking idiot. So it is the arcade then. I need to go all the way across the map. Oh, God. It's so annoyingly far. Okay, now watch. I promise he's going to do it. He's going to do it. Thank you, Sith. Twitch, you son of a bitch. I don't know why that one's not doing it. Okay. Jack's stomach has a face on it. Alright. Do I need to go up the ladder? Is the question. No. Okay, I think it's... So it's the first door on our... I'm stuck. I'm stuck on a cactus. It's the first door. And I think I do need to go up a ladder. So annoyingly far. We did it. Yes.
This is Marcel. Is anyone there?
Yeah, this is Spark, Sergeant Ingalls.
Spark, you've come to save us?
Yeah?
Are you already on the ship?
Yes, I'm on deck 3 in the amusement room. Where are you?
Oh, I'm not far away, in the Deck 3 security room.
Security room? You can open the deck 4 partition there.
Yeah, but I can't do it. I don't have the access key.
I've got the access key. Tell me where you are.
You turn right after passing the crew living quarters, and it's right there. But there are some really nasty cactuses growing all over outside. Unless you can get rid of them, you won't make it in here.
What a pain in the ass. Any idea how to get rid of them?
Yeah, we found out that they don't like water. With a lot of water, you should be able to get rid of all of them.
A lot of water.
Hey, I've got an idea. We can use the sprinkler system. If you open the valve of the storage tank in the storage room, the fire suppression sprinkler should go on.
Then I'll head for the storage room. Tell me where it is.
You can get there through the cafeteria.
Okay, leave it to me.
But that door's locked, Jack. Jack! Jack! What? Oh. They wanted to show us that even though the guy couldn't turn on the sprinkler system or open the well, okay, he couldn't open the door that needs to be opened because he needs the access key, but he could open the door in the mess hall. This is, I hate what they've made us do here. This level of like pointless backtracking is nuts. Look at this. We are beside the storage room right now. As close as we could be to it without being inside of it. But I have to go all the way around the world to get there. Right? Why did they train me to use bombs to blow those up? And then they take that away. It is actually on How Long to Beat, and it said around 8 hours. So that makes it seem like there's not a ton of game left. But who knows? Who knows? Right, yeah. Just double it and you have my playtime, probably. Okay. I'll go through here. We're here. Great news. Oh. Is this one working? This one's busted, right? They're all busted except for the one in the most distant possible place. Yep. Yeah, what is that? Door lock switch. Do you flip the switch? For a set interval, the storage room lock is deactivated. Okay. I see. Okay. Oh. Nice. Okay. But won't it lock me in then if I... Who knows? Who cares? Why do door locks even work this way here? Are you fucking joking right now? I was at the door. What in the fuck? No, not, no. Why even do this? I'm so fucking fast. Hopefully you can unlock it from inside. Oh no. Wow. That's kind of cool, actually, in a weird way. How do you like that? What is that? What was that? Oh. Oh, there's like some underground spikies that come at you. Aha. Ow. I've been better, I guess. Thank goodness for invincibility frames. It doesn't even hurt me that much, actually. Maybe it does, I'm not sure. My heart is sounding pretty... No? My heart was sounding upset, I thought. Okay, I need a better strategy than this. Now I am quite hurt. Okay. Interesting. Oh no! Wait, why did I die so fast suddenly? I was doing... My health wasn't doing that bad. So I thought the spikes weren't doing that much. I'm having uh-oh feelings. I'm having uh-oh feelings. I think I passed up a number of opportunities to save. Oh no, I have to do the full run around. What do I even have? I have the battery. Ah. So I saved after... Oh yeah, we gotta run around the whole world. Okay. Yep. Well, this is what I get. It's alright. Could be worse. $19 Glock. Oh no, I wasn't reloaded. Oh, I do need to get the stuff out of those rooms. I see, that is very funny. Carrier 2 was canceled? Why ever 4?
Sergeant Ingalls, can you hear me? This is Lieutenant Manning.
Lieutenant Manning, you okay?
Yeah, I just came to.
But more important, Lamb, here, he saved me.
Lieutenant, what happened? I can hardly hear you.
Lieutenant, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? You're alive.
Who? Did what? Lieutenant!
Is there a save somewhere around? I guess not. Was there a save in the rec room? I wish it showed you that on the map. Maybe the closest save is actually right here. Like, go through the elevator. Oh, you sons of bitch. I knew you were gonna do that. Well, you'd have to unravel the chain of ownership to find out. I would assume... I mean, the likeliest thing to happen to a game company like Jalico is that they got bought. Right? They probably got bought and dissolved. And then the IP is probably owned by somebody. What happened to Jalico? In 2014, Jalico's parent company, Game Yarrow, filed for bankruptcy, causing Jalico to vanish from the video game industry. Your info is the beginning of what happened to them. I guess mine is the rest of the story after. The company's video game assets would be purchased by City Connection, an indie Japanese studio. So someone already had this idea. An indie Japanese studio that continues their games for other side projects and licensing deals. The company itself being named after one of Jalico's games. Oh yeah, City Connection. Yeah, I thought that sounded familiar. The original Jalico company, Encom Holdings, quit the video game business in 2009, citing stiff competition in the industry. Instead, dealing in real estate. Encom dissolved in 2013 and was delisted from the JASDAQ the same year. JASDAQ, wow. Legacy. I don't even know. Under Legacy, the only thing it says is base is loaded pocket player. My arcade. No explanation. Nothing. Hey, no yelling. Wow, they were pretty prolific back in the day. Very prolific. God damn. So this game must have been like one of the last things they did. PC, MSX, NES. Yeah, I know they did NES because the base is loaded. Super Nintendo. Whew, boy, they did a lot of shit. Base is loaded for Game Boy. A lot of Game Boy stuff. Nintendo DS. PlayStation. I don't think they ported this game to anything from what I'm seeing here. I'm looking like PlayStation, PlayStation 2, GameCube. I'm not seeing it anywhere. So for PS2, a couple of the last games I see here are Otana no Galjan 2 and Idol Janshi Sushi Pai 4. Both of which are Japan-exclusive strip mahjong games. Xbox, Sega Saturn. They did port that, so I guess, wow, 7 years later then. Or no, they made other strip mahjong games. The last two games they did for Saturn were strip mahjong games. One of the only other game they made for the Dreamcast was a strip mahjong game. They made Idol Janshiwo Suku Kao in 1999 for the Dreamcast, and then they made Carrier in 2000. They made another fucking strip mahjong game for 3DO. Every system gets strip mahjong. Every system. What the fuck? Jalico, what were you doing? Oh, wow, yeah. Carrier 2, The Next Mutation, canceled. 2001, PS2. Shit. What we could have had. They definitely went through a period there where they were just like, fuck it. Strip mahjong. Oh yeah, clearly. Damn. So this wasn't their swan song, but it wasn't long after that they weren't really doing anything anymore, basically. Hold on a tick. No. Not. I have a profile. It just felt like it was looking a little blurry. Guess not. It was their death knell. It's too bad, because I mean, to be honest, this isn't the shittest thing ever or anything. Obviously, today's standards, there's a lot of goofiness.
Colonel, I received a transmission from Lieutenant Manning.
What? Where is the lieutenant now?
There was a lot of static and the transmission was cut before I could find out.
But it is good to know that she's okay. I also tried to get a hold of the lieutenant, but had no success. If you hear from her again, have her join us.
Yes, sir.
Lang reported that you were on your way to the security room. What's the situation?
I'm heading there now. It should be on this level, but I haven't found it yet.
With the cactuses all over the place, maybe the door is covered up by the cactuses. Keep your eyes peeled and continue the investigation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like... Oh, okay. The horror music goes whether you scan him or not. That's good to know. Shit, y'all. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I was gonna say, like... I think there's definitely stuff about this that would have been bad at the time, right? I think the voice acting is pretty universally not very good. It probably would have been pretty funny even at the time. We should, gosh, we should really pop in Code Veronica for comparison's sake. You know what I'm saying? You've made a discovery. I guess what I'm thinking is like, it's kind of wild to think that if they would have put maybe just another 6 months to a year of polish on this. Oh, you see, there was a save right here. I'm gonna do it. They could have had a hit on their hands, right? They needed to reach a little bit harder because Resident Evil already existed, you know? But in terms of the fundamentals, the foundation is here. What's that? 343 Guilty Spark. Why does that sound familiar? Character in Halo. Wait, is the character's name 343? Isn't that the name of the studio? Wait. They fucking self-inserted? Oh, the studio came after the character. Okay. Oh. Was that always the name of the fucking... Look, Halo gets blurry for me by the time you get to the part with the fucking bugs or whatever, because it's so boring by that point. Is that the fucking robot you run into at the end? Are you experiencing a flood?
This is Marcel. Is anyone there?
Yeah, this is Spark Sergeant Ingalls.
Spark, you've come to save us?
Yeah?
Are you already on the ship?
Yes, I'm on deck 3 in the amusement room. Where are you?
Oh, I'm not far away, in the Deck 3 security room.
Security room? You can open the deck 4 partition there.
Yeah, but I can't do it. I don't have the access key.
I've got the access key. Tell me where you are.
You turn right after passing the crew living quarters, and it's right there. But there are some really nasty cactuses growing all over outside.
Thank you, Doug, for finally giving me an answer to my question
What a pain in the
that I could
ass.
understand.
Any idea how to get rid of them?
We found out that they don't like water. With a lot of water, you should be able to get rid of all of them.
A lot of water.
Hey, I've got an idea. We can use the sprinkler system. If you open the valve of the storage tank in the storage room, the fire suppression sprinkler should go on.
Then I'll head for the storage room. Tell me where it is.
You can get there through the cafeteria.
Okay, leave it to me.
Yeah, I just never really kept any Halo lore in my head. Except for, like, the name of the character. There's, like, one entry under Halo in my brain, and it's Master Chief. I kind of missed the whole everything on that boat. Like, I didn't have an Xbox myself, so my Halo experience was playing it co-op, and I thought that was fun. It was cool. But it was not a game I would ever really play again, because it's got some really boring bits. In fact, I definitely remember being quite bored by the end of the game. That's probably why I barely remember the flood. I didn't know the name of the orb guy. None of that. Oh, I'm definitely saving again. Because I do not want to do this run again. Oh yeah, Cortana. I know Cortana. The bits that come to mind that were particularly boring were like I think it's called the library? I don't know. A lot of it gets pretty boring by the time you get like halfway through the game, because it is extremely samey, I guess is how that's my view of Halo. The beginning is pretty cool and exciting because there's so much going on, like the fight on this ship where, I mean, that obviously you're just learning everything and that's your first experience of the game, so that's gotta be exciting. And then I really, really like the big battle on the beach at the beginning. But for me, it drops off pretty sharply after that to where I'm not even sure. I could tell you like a couple of little set pieces. Like the one place with the river running through it, the sort of valley. I remember that being a really beautiful spot. And that was really cool the first time I saw it. And then, oh wait. Sorry, I'm talking and therefore not paying close enough attention to what I'm doing. boy, I am really struggling. I remember liking the light bridge. I remember thinking that the light bridge was cool. Um, yeah. Yeah. There was a big backtracking part that was like, ugh. I was definitely spoiled by Half-Life at that time, or by that time. So, like, still enjoyable, but it felt threadbare as far as, like, a story experience, I guess. Yeah. There should really be a save in here, right? Or in the mess hall. Oh well. Oh, they ran out of time. I probably like HL1 more than Halo 1. Ooh, buddy. Well, so I can't really comment on that because I did not play Halo 2. As I said, I didn't have an Xbox, so I basically missed the boat on that. And it definitely does seem like Halo 2 really cemented... Oh, well, might as well stand by the Switch. I was trying to turn to go past that mushroom and just could not. I got very stuck. I have played a little bit of Halo 2 after the fact. Wow, I'm not nailing this run. Why did they do this? Why have this? Hey guys, you know what this part of the game needs? A weird little annoying mini game where you have to outrun a timer to open the next door for no reason whatsoever, really. Not even like a clear story reason for why this would be the case. Oh, come on, I barely touched a mushroom and I didn't make it? I have to say that, like, I didn't experience it when it was new, so that obviously colors my view, but of what I played, I did not find it particularly compelling. It just seemed like it was more Halo, probably better Halo than Halo 1, but... You thought Half-Life 2 was, too self-indulgent? I'm gonna need that one unpacked. Aha, okay, so... Yeah. Unravel that one for me. God, come on. Show me a reticle. It doesn't count unless you can see a reticle. See, that didn't seem like it did much. I'm not doing... Dude, this gun doesn't do any damage? Is this right? Am I seeing this right? It doesn't do any damage? What's going on? Is it only the welder that does damage to this? What? That's so bizarre. Wait, no, the arm is down. I killed one of the arms with the gun. It just didn't count. I guess you have to hit the main... You have to hit the main nut. I got that. That happened to me. Okay, we are not going down again. I am not doing this again. Wow. You're dead. Okay, let's see. Three characters from the first game are all in this random village in the middle of Eastern Europe. That never gets explained. Pretends they were very deep and interesting characters when they only had one line. Hold on, I'll read the rest of this in a sec. They look like plants. Wouldn't they like water? This is kind of weird. Huh, okay. Pretends they were deep characters when they only had one line. Gordon is somehow the freedom fighter, even though he's explicitly just some guy in the first game. Well, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, number one, and number two, you're wrong. Sorry, I just wanted to say that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it is true that the characters that they built in Half-Life 2 are based off of characters that are like throwaway in the original game, right? Most of the scientists are just there to kind of die in front of you. They went all in on head crabs and ignored all the other aliens from the first game. Are you sure? Because they got the head crabs. They expanded on the head crabs. They have zombies. They expanded on the zombies. They do other Vortigaunts. There's the barnacles. They expanded on the alien race, but it was more focused on the Combine, because that's a different race. Like, the story is that in the original game, they essentially stumbled into portal technology and then accidentally caused the resonance cascade, which is essentially a portal storm that was bringing aliens into our world. But then the story of Half-Life 2 is that that was like a beacon that attracted the attention of a totally different alien civilization that basically just harvests resources, which is the Combine. So the Combine are not the same creatures from the original game. In fact, I think the only reason that there are more head crabs in Half-Life 2 is because the Combine are actually distributing them because they're useful tools, is the idea. Because they can convert humans, they can kill and convert humans into more, dead humans. The Vortigaunts, I think, are there because it may have been that they were always the slaves of the Combine. To be honest, I don't really fully remember on that one. Wait, what's this doing here? Oh, I forgot to grab it this time around. I forgot where I was because all of the cactuses are gone now.
This is Jack. Colonel Burke, do you copy?
This is Burke. What's going on?
Contact the security room. There's a survivor there named Marcel.
Oh, you mean the bull squid?
Partition has been opened?
No. It seems that an access key is necessary. The door was covered with cactuses, but they disappeared after I turned on the sprinkler in the storage room. I'm now headed to the security room to open the partition and evacuate any survivors.
Well done, Jack. I'll head for the security room. I want to hear about what happened from the survivors.
See you at the security room.
Zen is crazy good in Black Mesa. They did a fantastic job. And Zen in Half-Life 1 is notoriously not good. Because they kind of didn't have any idea how to wrap the game up, I guess, or something along those lines. Shit, I was not paying attention because I was reading chat. What did they say? I know I have to go to the security room at least, but I didn't hear what they said because I'm dumb. Oh my god, I have to go around the world again, don't I? Yup, I have to go around the world. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I definitely am not going to argue against your personal feeling that Halo 2 is way, way better than Half-Life 2, because, I mean, that's an inarguable thing. But I would say I feel deeply oppositely. And I think we have about the same levels of, like, I don't really give a shit about Halo. So, for me, like, Halo 2 is kind of meaningless. And therefore, and also, I didn't experience it until much later. So when I finally did, I was just sort of like, this is more Halo. I always found Halo kind of boring in the first place. This isn't really, like, blowing my mind, right? And both of them are games that are kind of, like, well past their time. Because I can definitely share some, like... So my personal view of Half-Life 2 is I think it is genuinely one of the best games ever made. But I think that about Half-Life 1 and 2. But I experienced them when they came out. And in the context of when they came out, they were pretty wildly better than everything around them. But there are definitely gripes to be had with Half-Life 2 from my perspective. Like, one of the things that's kind of, particularly for somebody who played it when it came out, and then now, one of the problems it has is that the physics stuff that they did, nobody had done, really. But that means that the game has a lot of, like, physics education in it, and physics puzzles, and just all kinds of physics stuff. And it's now Gmod, it's ubiquitous, right? Like, so the trouble now is like, okay, well, we're all used to physics like this now, and therefore that kind of drags the game down a little. But you have to understand that when it came out, that shit was like magic. I don't know what to tell you on that one. Like, it was so beyond anything we had seen at the time. So I have that problem of having that mixed memory in my head, right? Like, when I play it now, I know that I'm like, oh yeah, they're making me get out of the water boat and put the fucking things under the thing because they're buoyant. Yeah, I guess that's, you know, it's mundane now, I guess, right?
Jack, it's here. You did well. Let's go in.
Yes, sir. What is this? What the hell?
Oh! We're too late.
Hang in there.
Oh, it's our guy.
When the cactuses finally died, the mutants came in. Oh, everyone was killed.
Don't talk. Save your strength.
Get the ones that did this.
Hey, Marcel. Marcel!
Oh, man.
Damn.
Colonel!
Hang tough, Jack. We don't have time for emotions. We have to forget the dead and try to save the living. It's cold, but that's the way it is. We have to do what we can to limit the number of casualties.
Yes, sir.
I'll go to deck 4.
Yes, sir.
I'll go to deck 4.
Don't get down on yourself, Jack.
There's definitely some bits where they recorded more, and then rather than having them do a retake, they were just like, I just fucking just cut it off. Just cut it off after he says deck 4. But yeah, I mean, it definitely has flaws today. Oh, I guess just all the doors are unlocking now, but I don't know what doors. They're just showing me doors. I guess these are deck 4 doors. I guess that was him unlocking those doors. Who knows, dude? Oh, balls. I don't know why I just immediately closed that. Like, as far as the characters go, I just never had a problem with that. Because, I don't know, Half-Life suffers a little bit from being, like, exceptional amongst its peers at the time that it came out. Both Half-Life and Half-Life 2 suffer from that. So, like, in Half-Life 1, the big thing about it was that it was all first-person storytelling that didn't yank you out to cinematics and stuff to tell the story. So it was all diegetic. And stuff like the characters walking around and talking to each other and their mouths flapping while they talk and talking to you when you interacted with them, that stuff was revelatory. And of course, in Black Mesa, it's totally different because they were trying to bring it up to the standard of Half-Life 2. So the characters are much more naturally conversant and so on in Black Mesa. But in the original game, just the fact that their mouths flapped while they talked and they kind of seemed like people in a weird way was like, holy shit, this game is incredible. But it really didn't have characters. Like, Barney was just every security guard. Kleiner was every bald scientist. Eli was every black scientist. Because they only had, like, the 3 models, essentially. There were a couple other scientist models, like the Einstein one. And one of them is supposed to be Breen as well. I think there's a mention of... There might be a mention of the administrator or something. There's some mention of the administrator in the original game, which I didn't realize actually had a basis. But so with Half-Life 2, part of the fact that they wanted ties to the original game, and they had to invent those characters out of Half-Life 2. And I just never had a problem with that because the story of Half-Life 2 is like, it's essentially a resistance story. And it makes sense to have other people who would know and possibly escaped Black Mesa, who would know who Gordon was and maybe some of what he did. Because part of the story of Half-Life 1 is that over time, you sort of become known to the other scientists that are trapped in the facility with you, that you're becoming, you're like the guy who's like kicking the aliens' ass and the soldiers. Because the story of Half-Life 1 is like the military comes in to fucking silence everybody, right, and kill the scientists. So the scientists are both trying to escape the aliens and the military. Over time, also, the military begins to recognize Gordon as a threat because, I mean, there's that one chapter that's called like "Kill the Free Man" or whatever. So the legend of Gordon Freeman is built up throughout the first game. So I feel like it makes sense in terms of the arc going from Half-Life 1 to Half-Life 2, which I admit is tenuous because they were really pulling from very loose threads. I'm not saying that it was like pre-planned and whatever. I mean, listening to the way Valve talks about how they made these games, they feel very slapped together in the story department and the ideas department. But like, I really felt like a Resistance story, and having some of these like scientists that survived from the Black Mesa incident and escaped and know who Gordon is and blah blah, and that it would be like this story that's passed on and so forth. I just liked that. I just thought it was good. It seemed to make sense. Drop those balls. Yeah, it is weird that they're all in City 17 together. And it doesn't really explain that. I think you're forgetting a particular priest with a shotgun. But yeah, I mean, it is not characterful. It is certainly not characterful. Oh, right. I went into the fucking menu to read that document that I just closed. Did it go in the binder? I think this is it here. Let me just make sure. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Okay, it's definitely plan for isolation of arc. I guess I would just say I do feel like I will grant you that it's not up to the standard of storytelling of like modern stuff for sure. But I think it was pretty right for the time. And again, it does suffer a bit from the fact that I think Valve's priority was more so technology than great storytelling. Because like they were super proud of Alex and super proud in general of how lifelike they made the characters. And I have to say again that like those characters for that time was like insane. It was like peering into the future. There was no game that had any characters like that. And a lot of people feel like they still hold up pretty damn well. Like obviously there's cinematic level games now, of course, but the characters in Half-Life 2 are very, very well done in terms of their facial expressions and the way that they talk and behave and stuff like that. It's quite good. Another thing about Alex as well is that she was like the first ever sort of companion character that was not a nightmare. She was actually like a helpful side character. Not so much in Half-Life 2, but in the episode where they have her, like the whole, more of the point of the episode is that she tags along with you. She's not in your way, and she's actually like a good character to hang out with, which again was like, wow, no one's done this before in a way that doesn't suck. All right, let me read this dang thing. Ark Isolation Operation. Captain James McGregor. The results of our research have shown that Ark is an extremely dangerous organism, and for humanity, must not be allowed to leave the ship. Therefore I, Captain James McGregor, adhering to NTA International Charter Article 121, Paragraph 1, order the abandonment of the Heimdall. All crew members are ordered to evacuate. The final disposal of the ship will be decided by the NTA Defense Council. In order to prevent the Ark from spreading, locks will be activated throughout the ship. Notice: today at 1300 hours, the partitions will be closed and the elevators stopped. All crew members are ordered to evacuate immediately. That is kind of a funny thing that happens in like every game like this, where a lot of what's preventing you from being able to like escape or leave or whatever is that the smart people already activated like all of the shutdown protocols and, you know, whatever else. So we're actually in the process of going through and like essentially guaranteeing that Ark can escape. But yeah, thinking back to Halo, because Halo, when did it come out? Was it 2000 or 2001? It was like 3 or 4 years after Half-Life, I think. Is Ark really all that bad? Exactly, Chloe. 2001 for 1. Yeah. So, like... Oh! When did this... Oh, because it was held up by the cactus. That's actually... I mean, I don't need to go this way. But that's pretty cool. I was curious what would be this way. And also, where's this big worm? Where's the worm that got the guy? Oh, yeah. I've played a little bit of Abiotic Factor. We had talked about getting a regular server going, but it just never came together, unfortunately. I'm gonna save real quick before I leave in case I run into some stupid shit. But like Halo 1, for instance, I would say certainly exceeds, I would say, Half-Life 1's ability to tell a story. So in terms of like the characters presenting and talking and stuff like that. I mean, Halo 1 still did like the whole sort of someone is talking to you, so the camera is pulling in and, you know, whatever. But it was all real time. Whoa! Whoa. I was not expecting you, bud. But the characters obviously like look a lot better, and they got the mouth flapping and all that stuff. Whereas by comparison, Half-Life 1 looks pretty rough. But I just enjoy the way that Half-Life tells its story better. I think that Halo 1 did not manage to surpass it on that front. The whole escape from Black Mesa, in terms of the set pieces and the way that they work to convey the story, I think is just... it really comes together. And, you know, I guess because of time constraints, Halo kind of suffered on that front. To be fair to them, as I recall, the early Bungie story is kind of hellish. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they ever had a nice time. I mean, maybe during Marathon and Marathon 2. That's one of the lowest point? I suppose that probably would have been like, oh, because of Myth? Myth. Oh, shit, they made Myth? I'm not really familiar with Myth. I don't think I ever played it. What happened with Myth? Oh, no. Oh, no. That's bad. That is bad. And that predates, like, quick and easy game patching as well. They had to refund every copy? Oh. Wow. Dude. That's a rough one. Fuck, how do you have a bug like that? Oh, no. Okay, yeah. Geez, I guess Bungie just essentially had a horrible time all the time, every time. I wanted to just imagine that they had like an okay time, at least in their early days, right? Like just having fun making games, but I guess they were cursed. But they still managed to survive that and get a release out, so that's good at least. Oh, so if you uninstalled the game, it basically RMRF root directory. Mr. Bear. None of this yelling is required. I wonder how much of this game we have left. I've somehow tricked myself into kind of enjoying it. It's not a bad time. It's obviously not rising to the level of like a Resident Evil or something like that because they just didn't they didn't put enough polish in, but at least it's kind of funny and it is playable. It doesn't have, at least so far, it doesn't have game destroying gameplay because there's a lot of shitty games that we have checked out where it's like I don't think we'd be able to suffer our way through to the end of it. The day the game was shipped to stores, Bungie's head office was contacted by their Japanese publisher who informed them a woman working on the Asian translation of the game had discovered a major bug in the Windows version. She had installed the game in the root directory of her hard drive and then used the uninstall program to uninstall it. The game was successfully uninstalled, but much of the contents of her hard drive were also erased. Wow. Wow, man. God. If only it could have been like... I mean, in the 90s, I want to say if only it could have been 2 days before. 2 days is probably the minimum to where maybe you could have done something about it by like, you know, getting the word around to the retailers like, hey, don't put that on the shelf actually. You know what? No, 90s, 2 days isn't enough. You would have needed more than a week out, I think. Well, what I was thinking was just getting the word out to just don't put it on shelf. Obviously, it would take more than that. It would take more than 2 days to get it all back. But Just to stop it from being sold was what I was thinking, you know? But yeah. Yeah. Well, they could have recouped in the sense of probably, God, I don't know. Would it all go to trash, or would they keep the boxes and swap the discs? I don't know. Because they would have been sealed, so probably it would all just, they would have just called it trash because it probably would have been more expensive to repackage using the original packaging. Yeah, that sucks. I never heard that story. I just feel bad now. How's Destiny 2 going? Is it going good? I hope it's going good. Are they them? I don't even know what the deal is anymore. Didn't they manage to escape Microsoft recently? Like, are they on their own again? Or that they them? That is they. What happened? What happened? Why did you guys just start saying that out of nowhere? Oh, did I say that? You know what I meant. I meant, like, are they still Bungie? So Sony bought them. That's weird. Oh, I guess Microsoft stopped giving a shit. I mean, Microsoft never really used Halo correctly, did they? That's the weird thing. I mean, they did with the Xbox. They did with the Xbox, but then I don't know. It's kind of weird, right? How cuz like Nintendo has really clear mascots and Sega had Sonic. Sony has a jumble of other people's shit that they've bought over the years. And then Microsoft, like, Halo kind of is the mascot of Xbox, I guess, but just like it started that way and then they just didn't seem to really make it happen ever after, right? Like the 360 doesn't really, it doesn't feel like it's a Halo console. I mean, that's not, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Like, it wouldn't make sense for it to be like everything be Halo themed, but I just mean like kind of in the way that like Nintendo has Mario, you know, it's sort of like it's representative of it brings up the memories of what's good about the stuff they've done. You know what I'm saying? But it always felt like Microsoft just didn't use Halo effectively in the way it seemed like they meant to. Yeah. I haven't seen their latest advertisement. I kind of feel like they really kind of murdered the Xbox with the weird, I don't know. I feel like they've just made really awful choices ever since the basically the Xbox One. You know, the Xbox One was this kind of weird set-top box thing. Oh yeah, I think I remember hearing about the layoffs. Yeah. I'm not saying that they didn't do anything good, but like it kind of feels like the Xbox is just sort of irrelevant at this point. But that's it, like by design. Yeah, it seems like they way overbet on the idea that games were just going to become like a streaming service like Netflix. But I think that they really misjudged the market very badly, essentially. Like Game Pass is certainly popular, although I think I've never used it because I like to own things. But don't look at Daddy's Steam library. Um I feel like I've heard that they recently fucked it up and people are unhappy with Game Pass now. The streaming thing was just never going to work because latency. I don't even know how, like, Google fucked that up. And it's weird that anybody thought that that was going to be a thing because latency is like the number one most important thing with playing a game. And it's funny because it's one of those things that you just don't ever think about. You know what I mean? But you would think game companies would think about it. You know, you would think that they would know. Basically, like the whole idea of streaming services for games is like it boils down to, hey, what if your single player games could have latency too? Not just when you're playing online, but all the time. They raised the price and removed features. I assume you're talking about Game Pass. I don't think that Sony has won the console wars. I mean, it depends on what you're measuring, I guess. I would say that Nintendo seems like the winner. You know? Not if we're talking about hardware power, obviously. Nintendo has fallen way behind in terms of like the whole idea of pushing the tech forward, the graphical fidelity and just like looking impressive. But like in terms of console sales, Nintendo whipped the shit out of everybody really hard. Really fucking hard. But it's not because that's the like most powerful, amazing system. It's just because what Nintendo bet on was making their stuff extremely accessible and generally a little bit more affordable, right? And that just makes it easy to sell. I think that's basically what it is with Nintendo, which, you know, is smart, I guess, when you say it. Like, they make good software themselves, so they have that. So they have exclusives, so you have a reason to buy their hardware. Their hardware is generally cheaper, and it's extremely accessible to more people, you know? And the whole thing with the Switch is that it's like this portable system as well, which is wild that they were successful with, right? Because I thought Nintendo was really in trouble because of phones. You know what I mean? Like, phones basically killed the handheld systems like the PSP, the Vita, the DS, the 3DS, etc. I don't agree that they should have died because I feel like the quality of games that came out on actual consoles is better, way better than what you get on a fucking phone. But the fact is, because it's easy, of course phones won, right? You're already going to have one and you can just get games right there. Even if they're shit, it's easier than going out and investing in a whole platform and buying these individual games to install, blah, blah, blah. I feel like it's a huge loss. I think I miss the handhelds. But Nintendo managed to navigate surviving in the phone world with a console that is basically, especially now, shittier than your phone. That's pretty fucking crazy. It really doesn't seem like they should have been able to do that. I would be surprised if Sony and Microsoft managed to compete in that space because there's already dominant incumbents. And particularly Microsoft, like, they have essentially made the Xbox synonymous. They basically have here's my view of what they did. The Xbox is essentially a shitty gaming PC. is kind of the space they've chosen to exist in. Sony still feels like the PlayStation still feels like a console, distinct. It's still competing in the same exact space that the Xbox is. So this is just vibes. But like everything around their platform that they've done has drawn the Xbox into this space of being like kind of a shitty gaming PC. And so if Microsoft does a handheld, they're going to be moving into a space that is already dominated by other players who've been in it for a while. You know? Like that just seems like a bad move for them. Because there's already the Steam Deck. There's already all of the sort of Steam Deck clones. So in terms of whatever the market is for that, it's pretty saturated already. I mean, it's not... They did the same stuff before, right? Like when they made the Xbox originally, they were wandering into a saturated market and just being like, here we are. And they were successful. So it's not impossible, but I just don't really see what they're going to bring to the table that will matter. And particularly in the case that like the advantage the Steam Deck has is that it has the primary platform that people buy their PC games on now. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the Xbox handheld would I guess be like sort of the Game Pass handheld, but it probably wouldn't have Steam. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it feels weird. It doesn't feel like it has a spot in the market. Dude, that does sound insane, Pandora. That can't be possible. That would be so wild if that happened. I don't think you can say Nintendo would never. What Nintendo... Well, if we're going off of history, what you should say is Nintendo would definitely... ... fuck that up. Because historically, Nintendo has worked with ostensibly competitors, but then managed to invent new competitors by doing so. Right? The whole reason the Sony PlayStation exists is because of Nintendo. Good job, Nintendo. Not to mention, I think Nintendo is the reason the 3DO exists as well, because they had both worked with, I believe, Panasonic and Sony trying to figure out a CD console. They fucked both of those companies over. Both of those companies went on to make game consoles. One of them became the like biggest market share holder for 2 generations. They already make PCs that are not very popular, and they're sticking to it. Yeah, that's what I was going to say about Microsoft is even if there isn't a space for them in the market, they can still go stomping into it because they have infinite money. So the advantage that they've always had, that's always been the case, is that they can just throw money at the problem until they carve out a space for themselves. And that's what they did with Xbox. But the only time that they really had any dominance was essentially during the 360. You know, the Xbox was a bit of a breakout, and I think they were like second place in their first generation, right? Because the GameCube did very poorly. And then the 360, I think, was, I don't know if it won the next generation in terms of sales, but it was extremely popular and dominant in that generation. And that actually, I think that actually had more to do with the fact, I mean, the 360 was a great console, so I'm not saying it was bad at all, but the PS3 was too expensive. it was too much. Like Sony just was tripping over themselves with the PS3. But I think eventually the PS3 won that generation. It just took a long time. Yeah, I think it just eventually it did surpass. And I think it was only because they already had a massive like fan base. But initially they were doing very badly because you think, dude, beer, it's the absolute opposite. It's the absolute opposite. Blu-ray was very unpopular and expensive, and it also made the console like $200 more expensive than it needed to be when it launched. So they had to do like years and years of cost cutting. Yeah, what Pandora's saying. They had to do years of cost cutting to get the PS3 down to a price that people wanted to pay. And yeah, if anything, Blu-ray nearly killed the PS3. It nearly murdered it. What you might be thinking of is DVD on the PS2. DVD on the PS2 was a huge deal. The fact that the PS2 is a DVD player, but not the same with Blu-ray on the PS3. Yeah, if anything, PS3 helped to establish Blu-ray, but it was not the savior of the PS3. The savior of the PS3 was quality software. In fact, I think most people who remember the tail end of the PS3 was that it was like banger, 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 just banger after banger. That's what carried it over the finish line, essentially. But I mean, it was such. I don't even know if it makes sense to say that the PS3 won the gen, because if you think about it, they really limped over, right? Like, I guess it was a win, but it was essentially a defeat the entire time. That was Sony fucking up as bad as they could. And yeah, the Wii technically is the true winner. Because the Wii, that's the thing. Nintendo's like this sleeper. You just forget they're there. And then you look at their sales and it's like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Like, we're just living in Nintendo's world, actually. And it's the same story, right? They made something completely off the trail. Like, it's just like this weird, unexpected thing. Oh, yeah, the Wii U is a total fuck up. The Wii U was probably one of their biggest fuck ups ever. Next to, like, you know, Virtual Boy and whatever else. The Switch U. I would hope that Nintendo remembers the suffering that they experienced from the Wii U. Because, I mean, people just didn't even know that the Wii U existed. I think it was almost entirely a marketing failure, where people just didn't know that it was a different console. It had a weird name that didn't really indicate that it was a different... Like, they could have called it the Wii 2, and it probably would have done fine. Yeah, but yes, you're right. People did think it was a controller. I also forgot about the Wii U in this discussion. Yeah, and they do have problems with that. They did do the new 3DS, which... What the fuck were they thinking? You already have a product called 3DS. If you go to a store and you say, I want to buy a new 3DS, are they going to hand you a 3DS or a new 3DS? Or a new 3DS or a new 3DS? What is going to happen at the store, Nintendo? Did you fucking think about this, you morons? What if you want to use the new 3DS? Yeah. That was just so stupid. We can only hope that they just call it the Switch 2 and don't... That's the thing. Nintendo has this... Because the Wii U is a good console. It was totally fine. The tablet did cool stuff. It was fine. It was whatever. It also could do everything the Wii could do. But they will sometimes, like, just cut themselves off at the knees, essentially, by really stupid marketing moves or just really dumb name or something like that. I mean, for the most part, they obviously have been like hugely successful, but I would, yeah. I mean, the kid in me wants them to call it the Super Switch, but they better just call it the Switch 2. Please, Nintendo, just call it the Switch 2 so that everybody knows what the fuck it is. Ultra. Yeah, they almost fucked up with the Nintendo 64 in a similar way, right? But I mean, no, man, thinking back, they have made this fuck up over and over again. Because the Nintendo came out and then the Super Nintendo didn't do very well. And one of the reasons was that people did not understand, again, that it was like a new console. People were like, why do I have to pay more just to play games? Why don't they just keep making games for the NES? Like, people just did not have the concept at all that this is like the next generation. You know what I mean? That was the reason, like, you couldn't play the Super games on the NES. You needed to get the Super Nintendo so you could play the Super Nintendo games. Yeah, I mean, let's not bring that kind of crap into this sort of discussion, though, Azrael, because let's be real. They're all corporations. They've all done, like, we could just have the opposite conversation, basically. Fuck Nintendo, fuck Sony, fuck Microsoft. I mean, ultra fuck Microsoft, but definitely fuck Sony. And also fuck Nintendo. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's like, in a discussion of just comparing the different companies and the stuff they've done and so on, that just doesn't really have much bearing because they all have done fucked up shit one way or another. All of them. And are currently, yeah. Well, I still remain in the camp, though, that, like, I definitely feel like I've never been able to convince people on, well, I mean, I don't need to convince people, and I know that people won't be convinced, so I'm not even really making much of an argument, but it's just like, it makes sense to have first-party exclusives. It just does, you know? It gives people a reason to have your device. This is the difference between, like, what Xbox is doing. Like, if you look at Xbox, they are non-exclusiving themselves into irrelevance. Like, that's just the end game if you don't have some compelling reason for people to use your thing versus somebody else's thing, right? I mean, doesn't that just make sense? Like, when people think back on the consoles, like why they played them, I understand lots of people just have just the one console, and that makes sense because they're expensive. But at the same time, eventually they kind of blur together into like the blue one, the green one, the red one. And if they all have the same software, that's all it is. So they just sort of become irrelevant in that way. But I totally understand the opposite side of, like, it sucks because you can't expect everybody to be able to own every console. They're extremely expensive. So it's not fair to people. Exclusives fuck people over. That's also a fact. These are two truths that are in war with each other, is what it is, right? It just is. If Nintendo's stuff was on also the PlayStation and the Xbox, I think Nintendo would end up out of the hardware business because their hardware just doesn't compete with everybody else's. It's just sort of an inevitable consequence. So there just isn't a good answer there. Isn't Death Stranding coming out on everything? It's out on PC, and I thought it was a limited exclusive on PlayStation. It was originally owned by Sony. Huh. So... Oh. Oh, okay. I didn't know that Kojima bought the rights back. Interesting. So basically, Sony bootstrapped Kojima, and then now they're just totally independent, maybe? Yeah. I mean, I totally agree, Gak. And there's different levels, right? Like, that's what pissed people off with Epic, I think, partly. Some of that happened, right? Weren't there some things that were taken off of Steam? Well, Origin did that. When EA put out Origin, they took their shit off of Steam and they locked it on Origin, which was like, wow, great opening move, guys. Where's Origin now? Oh, yeah. But I think some of that happened with Epic as well. I don't know if stuff was taken off of Steam and locked there, but there were like game companies that previously had released on Steam and I think stopped because of Epic exclusive agreements. I don't know, something like that. And that feels extra weird because that's multiple stores on the same platform. You know, it's weird to have exclusives within the same platform. Anyway, I have gone over here and I need to go. So, thank you all very much for watching, hanging out, shooting the shit. It's been good, and we will continue with Carrier tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.